Hello, welcome back. Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on June 10th, 2023. And yes, I'm wearing different color glasses. My other pair of sunglasses kind of cracked, the frame cracked, which suck because I really like those pair. It's kind of basically the same as these I'm wearing now, just different color. Um, these glasses, this pair and the previous one were sort of my little anniversary gift from beautiful, intelligent girlfriend last year. We were at beautiful Granville Island, Vancouver, and we picked up those glasses. So we thought they were really cool. So kind of annoys me that the frame got cracked on the other pair. Um, like most my sunglasses have really long lifespan. I have sunglasses that been with me for 5 or 6 years, so I wasn't expecting these to crack this soon. Uh, Only been with me for less than a year, really. Anyway, personal woes aside, I did get around to sort of opening up our Wesley here and restuffed him, so he's a little bit more solid. Still not perfect. This training dummy is just really hard to stuff, right? So I think eventually, when I get a little bit more material, I'll have to open up the seams again and just reorganize what's in there and put a little bit more in there so he doesn't get as floppy as often. Now, last time when we did guillotine choke, I told you guys today was going to be the last episode for guillotine choke. I was going to show you my ultimate, most deadly guillotine technique. And I fully intended to, except when I was setting up today's video, I realized that I forgot to show you guys something very vital, which is uh, how to defend against one of the most common guillotine counters. So yeah, sorry, miscalculation. So hopefully next episode will be the last guillotine choke episode, because this is really quite important. So, quick review in case you have missed our past like a gazillion episode on guillotine choke. What is a guillotine choke? It's when your opponent, for some reason, is bent over like this. Maybe they're diving in to grab your leg. Maybe they're trying to grab you around the waist or tackle you to the ground. Or maybe you just kick them in the groin and they bend over. And as they bend over and present their head and neck to you, get your arm. I have my right arm going across the back of their neck, and I drape my arm down so my forearm come up in front of their throat. So I have their head and throat trapped under my right arm, kind of like I'm carrying a basketball. And then I reach around, grab my left, grab my right wrist with my left hand, and I arch my back up like this. Okay, that's it. That's the most classic guillotine choke. Very uncomfortable getting caught in this. Right? If if any of you have this done to you in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling, you know how unpleasant this is. Like I hate being choked in general, but being choked, being caught in a guillotine choke, got to be one of the worst. Yeah, I know some of the collar chokes, then they use your gi or your belt and stuff like that. Those are bad, right? And the anaconda choke is really bad. But most of those chokes don't make you feel as crummy before, during, and after as the guillotine choke. Because the guillotine choke, especially when you don't expect it, it will trigger your gag reflex, and you are coughing and sputtering and almost throwing up and can barely breathe when you get caught in a guillotine choke. It's just really unpleasant. So One of the most common defenses when someone trying to get out of a guillotine choke is they'll reach for your leg, they'll go for your leg, especially if you make the mistake of leaving your leg there in front of them. So typically, typically, we talked about this before. When you guillotine choke someone, you want to shoot your leg back out of the way. Right? If it's your right hand that's doing the choking, your right leg want to go back. Right? You can leave your left leg where it is, that's fine. But if you are too slow, or if you in the heat of battle, you just forget, right? Or you get carried away, you go guillotine choke and you try to knee strike the person, and whoops, they got your leg. Now this is awkward. Now you're in a really awkward situation because you are one step away from having something very unpleasant done to you, which is them picking you up and dumping you on your head. Okay? And that hurts, right? I had that done to me the first time when I didn't know how to defend against it. So one of the biggest thing I can tell you, one of the biggest thing that when they grab your leg, don't raise up. Okay? Don't stand up straight like this. Right, at least not right away. And whatever you do not push forward. If they grab your leg and you push forward, you're already kind of going over their shoulder. And all they have to do is stand up and you'll fly over their shoulder. You'll land on your head. Right? So don't push forward. If they grab your leg like this, at least not right away. Okay? I'm going to show you guys two ways to deal with what to do when your leg is grabbed. One, very simple, but a lot of people struggle with this one because they don't want to. They don't want to do this. Uh, but honestly, it's not that bad. If they grab your leg like this while you got them in a guillotine choke, turn your hip to them and let go. That's all. That's all. Right? That's all. That's all you have to do. Turn your hip so you're no longer facing them. Right? Rather than his head being at my belly, I want to turn my body and let go. So now his head is to the side of my body. Why do I do that? Because if he's trying to pull my leg out from under me, and if he's really strong, I don't want to stay here facing him and fight this because my leg joints go forward and back, forward and back. If he starts pushing and pulling and putting his weight into it, I will eventually go down to the ground or I'll hurt my leg. But if I turn my hip sideways, now it's very hard for him to pick my leg up because my leg joints don't go sideways. And it's easy for me to just put my weight on that leg, and now I have body mechanic and weight for my support. Now he, some people can still pick you up, especially if they're really strong, but it's not going to be easy. Okay, they have to really struggle for it. So if you turn your hip, so your leg, rather than forward and back, it's sideways to them. This creates much more of a barrier for them. The reason you want to let go is you will need your hand because once they start lifting and it's not coming up, they have to come up. They have to stand up, especially now that you're no longer choking them. So I have my hand already here. The moment they raise up, I'm going to elbow the hell out of them, right on the side of the face, or I'm just going to let them get a little bit further, and boom, hammer fist to the side of the face. Or I wait until they come up, and my left hook is right there. Okay, so if they try to grab my leg, I'm just going to turn and let them spend some energy lifting. And then when they give up and they are ready to get up, I can do all kinds of stuff to them. Some people say, well, what if they don't stand up? What if they're smart and they scoot back while they're still bent over? That's fine. As long as they let go of my leg, they start scooting back, I'm going to side kick the heck out of them. Right? That's fine. So Honestly, I talked about this before. Don't develop the death grip syndrome, right? Don't hold on for no good reason. When you grab someone in a choke, when you grab someone in any kind of a lock, when the situation change, learn to let go. Don't just hold on for dear life. Because if you just trying to hold on and they lift your leg up, then you are done. You will fly over their head. Okay? So learn to let go and turn your hip in this case. Now, there is a way. I'm going to show you guys a second solution for this. This does not include you letting go, but this might result in both of you tumbling to the ground. So if you are good at your ground game, if you're confident in your ground game, this is okay, but I honestly don't recommend this on the street. For self-defense, I recommend you just let go, turn your hip, wait to punish them with your fist or elbow or whatever. Reach for your self-defense tool, whatever. Right? It's better to be standing than rolling around on the ground. But if you're in a sparring match and someone grabs your leg, okay, I got the guillotine choke, and he grabbed my leg, and from this point, I'm going to reach around, I'm going to grab, I'm going to put my chest on his back, I'm going to grab him around the waist with both arms. He still got my leg. I got him around the waist. And from here, I'm going to push forward with my shoulder and kick my leg back. Right? That kicking motion will free your leg from their grip because your leg should be a lot stronger than their arm, and not to mention you are pressing down on them from the top, so they have to worry about face planting into the ground. So they kind of have to let go. And once I free my leg from this position, oh, now they're in trouble. I still got them around the waist. My leg is way back here. Boom, knee right into the head. Boom, knee right into the head, right? I don't even have to let go. Those are the two ways of dealing with someone grabbing your leg while you're trying to execute a guillotine choke. Neither of them are very nice, I know. Um, I I highly recommend the first one. The second one, it's okay if you are sparring or in tournament. Well, it's okay until you knee them in the head. That part's not nice. Don't do that part. uh, but really, the second part have too big of a risk of you ending up underground with them, and and it's just not a good situation. But there are your options. One, let go and turn your body sideways. Two, reach in, grab them around the waist, and kick your leg out. Thank you for checking out today's episode. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Soul Search Sunday. For now, have a good weekend.